All right, got a little project here. Somebody had sent us a place to put our defibrillator here. A cabinet, should I say. So just gonna little quick side thing here. So what you're gonna need to make this happen, you're gonna need a pencil, need a stud finder, need a drill, need a tape measure, need a level, need a driver to put your screws in. So what I did to start this is, so I came up here and I found my studs, and I put a little pencil mark because you can erase it, it pretty much goes away. So there's the one stud. Well, see, I don't know if they got two studs together. Nothing 16-inch on center in this place, so we're gonna go with that as our stud. The unit we're putting in there is hanging right here, and this thing is heavy. This thing is pretty heavy. We just have it hanging in here. Well, I guess it's not terribly heavy, but I always try to get like 2 screws in a stud if at all possible. I mean, it's going to be offset a little bit, but I think it'll be beneficial to have it. Let me see how far we are off center here. I think the stud might be about in the center. It's pretty close. What I did also is on the top of the box, I marked where the holes are in line there. So that way you can hold it up here, kind of tell where you're at. So I think that looks pretty close, being on center. I think our wall's crooked. So I know where my stud is right here. So if I line the top of the mark I have on my box here, if I line that mark up with the stud, I should be able to get a couple screws in there, hold it, and then I may have to put some of these drywall anchors in to on the other side here, because there won't be a stud. This doesn't come out right. There's only 10 inches between. Yeah, so our box holes will be over here, so we won't have anything to screw into but the drywall. And with this box and that, there's a little too much weight. So I want to, yeah, because I got to watch Becky. She's no bigger in a minute, so if I put this thing up too high, she's going to run over here and can't reach it and need it quick. So we're going to mount it a little bit lower maybe, so Becky can get to it. It'll get heavy real fast, but hopefully I can get a screw in here right quick. This little chair where I can see a little better. Good, that looks pretty good right there. Good. Trick is, you can try to eyeball this, and Brittney is a human level. I can eyeball this for 15 minutes and put it how I think it's straight, and she'll walk in and in 5 seconds she's like, that's crooked. And I get the level out, I'm like, wait a minute, I get the level out, I do this, and guess what, it's crooked. So I don't know if it's just a female thing about level, but guys, just get a level. It'll save you a lot of pain. Okay, so right there. All right, so you can see we're level, right? See that, Brittney? We're level. Get one more screw in here. These screws are pretty beefy, so. Ooh, we knocked something off the wall in there.
It was a cup and a cord.
Wow, you must have really vibrated the wall. Well, the level says it's level, so I think we're gonna go with that. And I might try to put, yeah, I'll need to get these in. This thing's kind of wobbly. 2 screws in the studs. That's awesome. That'll really help us. I thought these were gonna fit through my holes, but they don't. But I guess that's all right. I'm gonna mark the holes now. So we're gonna mark our holes. When you're marking your holes, it's good to try to keep that pencil straight, because like if you're at an angle and you do this, it's gonna be off. So now I gotta take this thing back off. We got some beef there, so we're just gonna let it hang like so. And that gives us exposure to our 2 holes that we marked. I hadn't planned on that, but just taking it on the fly, that's a little easier than having Jess come back over here and give me a hand. So I just, grabbed a drill bit. It's a little bit smaller than the hole, but it's better to be small than big. Drywall anchors. See if we can wiggle them in here. Man, that hole might be a little too small. Alright, so we got to ream that hole out a little bit. Too small. I wasn't happy. These anchors, well, notice when I first drilled the hole was a little bit too small. I couldn't get these to push through. So I just wallered the hole out. Well, don't waller the hole out because now these things won't catch. So, note to self, take an extra 30 seconds. Get the right size bit. I mean, I got the bits right here beside me. All I had to do was take them out. But being, I can make it work, you know. Well, I can make it work, but it's just going to take a little longer, right? so I had to go pick up a couple of these. These put a humongous hole in the wall, and it pains me. Just don't tell Brittney we got a hole this big, okay? I don't like holes, and she doesn't like holes, so as long as this box stays up here, there won't be no wallop size hole in there, nothing you can stick your finger through every time I screw this thing in. So this is option 2 if you have issues with your anchors. They got all different sizes of these. You kind of see how big these holes are. So if we take this and so we'll screw it in here. So I think these things are rated for like 70 pounds. I don't need that much, but when this hole's this big, I might have to get a bigger screwdriver. Alright, so I had to get a little bit bigger screwdriver. Get this all the way in. Okay, there we go. I think this will work just fine. Hank hadn't figured out how to move around very good yet, so we'll have to work on that. He's new to this too, my cameraman Hank. Let's just see what we're at here. Alright. You need to be careful on these screws here. You don't want to run them in that tight. You want to run them in just snug. Because they're just in that plastic. So especially if you're using a drill, an impact driver drill. You need that clicking to get it in, but then you got to be real careful when you get close. Yeah, that's my onboard air compressor I'm using. It's with me all the time. Okay, so we got that. So we're going to put our defibrillator in here. And yeah, we had a, I don't know if you all saw, but we had a class here. These guys, Hazmat, Ohio, they came and all the people that were here working went to training on how to use this defibrillator and how to give CPR. Okay, so what else should we put in here? So we better put this druggy overdose thing in here. This will probably be the thing we need someday. Can't even think of what it's called. What's this called? This when that drug overdose stuff? Narcan or something?
Narcan, yeah.
Okay, I guess it's Narcan. Put that in there. Put some iced up alcohol. All right, so now we're official. So if there's ever a tornado, this will still be here after the building's gone, I think. So we got plenty of anchors in there. Had to fall back and regroup once because I wallered the holes out. Don't waller your holes out in drywall because it won't be a good outcome and it'll take you longer to finish the project. Let's double check the level. With that, we're good as gold. That's pretty good, so I think we're good to go. All right, ready, Eddie? Keep chin up. Stay out of trouble and over and out. Ready, Eddie? Came in and had a package here. Second ever package that I've ever received. And it's really not necessary to send me stuff, but this is from Joe. So he gives me a little advice on YouTube because I'm brand new. He said you need to ignore the haters. Joe made us a 3D printing of a custom light box. So let's see what it looks like here. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Thank you so much. Wow, I didn't really know what he meant when he said light box. Ready Eddie YouTube. This will make me smile. Oh, this is so cool. Thank you so very much. Wow, now I feel like I'm a real YouTuber now. That is amazing. Thank you so much, Joe. That is so neat. All right, I'm gonna plug this little box in here, see what we look like. Look at that. Is that not amazing? Must mean I'm on YouTube now, I guess. But this is such an awesome gift. Thank you so much. Hey guys, I just wanted to come to you here a little bit more on this little sign that Joe made me. He wrote a couple things here that are pretty good advice. He says, "So I am pumped you decided to get on the YouTube bandwagon, even though it's so late. You will get a ton of support here, but since you're new, there will be hate thrown at you. You need to ignore the hate and focus on everything else. If they hate you, it's because they want to be you. Enjoy life. I love the behind the scenes content." So that's pretty awesome. I'm framing this, Joe, and I'm gonna leave this at the laundromat for a bit, and then it's gonna go home in my office on a shelf along with your letter. I'm excited to be here. This is like a surreal moment. Like, I have a few videos out now. I have a few people watching my videos, and I haven't woke up from the dream. So I think this is real, and I think that, you know, sometimes you wonder, I live in a pretty small world, my little box. So sometimes you think, you know, is there any good left is there any good left out there in the world? You know, you get so much negativity from the media and social media and all that stuff. There's so much negativity. You just wonder some days, you know, is there any good left out there? Well, I think I've connected with some good, and I think it's all of you. So keep it up. Keep up the good work. You guys are awesome. I got tons of positive stuff coming in on you guys comment on my videos. I got a lot of stuff coming in on that, and I'm sorry I can't answer them, but there's just so many. So anyways, I just wanted to give Joe a shout out for that. I won't be able to open a lot of stuff online. There's a lot going on. I have too much stuff to do, so I can't spend, you know. So try to refrain from sending stuff, or if you do send stuff, that's fine, but I probably won't open it up on video. So anyways, thank you, and ready, Eddie? Keep making it happen. No, cancel that. So I gotta get an ending here. All right, so what I want to end with, I need to come up with an ending every time. People's telling me I gotta end it. I can't just stop the video. They're used to seeing, you know, people end with a certain phrase or slogan or whatever. So I got to come up with a good one and maybe kind of stick with it every time. Or maybe I'll just give you a nice thought at the end of each one. I guess people don't like it when I just end it. But a lot of times why that happens is I never know when the end is. You know, I come in and, you know, I'm fixing stuff. I'm working on stuff. You know, a little bit later there's more stuff. So I don't always know when the end is, you know, unless I just come in and drop a clip, you know, me ending it at the end of the day, I guess. But as far as during the video, I never know when the end is because the problems just keep coming. All right, so I thought I'd share that with you. And ready, Eddie? Keep your chin up and be positive. We'll see ya.